I begin to.
If you were thinking about, your top five producers that you from the mid '80s to the 2000s, who would make your top five list
Mid '80s.
to
Woo!
2000, or
If
maybe
I can
late
remember
'80s?
all the way to 2000,
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If you're thinking between that
I'm
15,
gonna put Jam and Lewis, Babyface, and L.A. Reid and Teddy. They gonna be tied for number one. I'm gonna give Timbaland number two.
okay.
And you say all the way to 2000. I may miss a few. I got to think. Producer. I get Dallas Austin
Oh,
number. What number did I?
yeah. That, well,
I'm
that's
on
that.
number three.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Dallas. I'm gonna get Dallas number three.
Okay. I mean, if you were to
And
add two more to make it five, who would you?
uh, Tim and Bob number four.
Wow.
And who would get that fifth spot? I'm gonna go with Spider-Man and Freeze.
Wow.
Because we started in the '80s now, so
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you got a lot of talented producers out there, but that would be my list. But number one spot, it'd be hard for me to put Teddy number one, Jam and Lewis, or Babyface number one. I'm gonna put all three of them at the top, man. Guys, they inspired a lot of folks. But I'm gonna give Teddy that edge because he started as a teenager, and before Teddy started producing, I think all producers was probably over 30. Teddy opened the door for Jermaine Dupri. He actually opened the door for Dallas Austin. Like a lot of young cats that the label started going to look for as producers. Because before Teddy, you was looking for Gambling Huff.
Yeah,
You look for L.A. Babyface, Jam and Lewis. You looking for the older cat with more experience. Quincy Jones. But Teddy opened the door for a lot of the cats now these days, and
yeah. No, you're all right, and I think that's something that because he's been around for so long, we kind of forget.
you forgot he was a teenager when he first came on the scene.
Yeah, doing the Kumo D
And
stuff.
that's where the name New Jack came from. They're like, who is that doing that sound? And like it was a New Jack. Teddy was new on the block. That's what they call a New Jack. So it was that New Jack swing. It was his swing.
Yeah.
So he was the new kid on the block, and that's a New Jack. He knew at the game, but that New Jack was hot.
Yeah.
And he had that swing.
Yeah, and I think people forget, and that's probably why I was very disappointed with the verses, because I didn't want him to play. He didn't need to play "City's Man" by Jay-Z. He didn't need to play Foxy Brown,
No,
or any of those remixes, because he had, he could have played Kumo D. He could have played Keith Sweat.
he could have played Boy George. Did he play James Child? I didn't listen to it.
No, he didn't. No.
Oh wow, man! Teddy been remixing '68. He could have played James Ingram, The Whining.
Yeah, The Whining. Yeah.
Boy George, like I said, James Child, and I mean,
yeah, he didn't.
He didn't play the Cheryl Lynn remix. He did. He didn't play the who else came through the studio? He did a remix for Simply Red.
Wow.
Man, he could have played some of everything.
Yeah, that's the problem. He could have. Yeah, because if you start to go back to Kumo D, Big Daddy Kane.
Did he play Heavy D?
No, he didn't play any Heavy D.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't play any. Who was? Yeah. Either case, though, my as a Teddy fan, I just thought he could have played some of his original tracks that no one else could then start to even bring it up. If he had played How You Like Me Now, or Wild Wild West, or We Got Our Own Thing.
Teddy can play some unreleased songs that you never heard of, and you'll be like, oh, you're like, he had a whole album on Zan. Zan, the guy that wrote Special Kind of Food for us. Zan had a hot album. Like, like right after Guy, he had Zan. He had a female group called Deja. And not Deja, it was it Deja? Abstract. He had Abstract. Teddy did an original song on the group called Deja too. Remember that?
Mm.
Okay, now you look that up. He could have played abstract songs. You would have went crazy. He could have played the Redhead Kingpin stuff. Zan had released stuff. He could have played that, and people like, I never heard this song, but it's hidden.
Mm.
So he don't need to steal your beat, Teddy. Like he didn't steal from, like I said, he didn't steal from outside. He hijacked our beats and advanced them. He actually, when he touched them, he actually blessed them. So sometimes I was happy he hijacked my beat, but I wish he would have put my name along with my beat.
Yeah. What about Do the Right Thing? That redhead. Who produced that?
Woo, that's Teddy. That's Teddy. And Redhead was a hell of a producer too. Now, guys, Redhead could have did a track and you would have thought it was Teddy, and you didn't have that many producers that could do a track that would make you think it was Teddy. You had Bernard Bell could have did one, David Guppy, Redhead, that's David Guppy, and me, and you ain't got too many other producers out there that can do that. And Teddy had that sound back then, so everybody wanted that New Jack.
Yeah. If, as I said, if he had played Do the Right Thing, Now That We Found Love, we got our own thing. He could, Prerogative.
Yeah, he did all that.
He could have done I Wanna. He could have done Just Got Paid.
Just got paid.
He didn't even do he didn't do No Diggity. He didn't do Tonight's the
for
Night.
the remix, he could have played the Troop remix he did.
Wow, I didn't know he did. Dog Me Out remix.
You don't remember the mix he did on Troop? That's My Attitude?
No.
That's one of my favorites. That was that remix on Troop, That's My Attitude. Look it up. That's one of my favorites right there.
Okay, That's My Attitude remix. Okay.
Yeah, a Teddy remix. Now that's one of my favorite beats of all time. One of my favorites. The version with the song, the verses coming in. They come in. That's my attitude. That's my attitude. Singing it, then it thought, yo, who is this? And then he didn't use the original vocals, but I think Alan and Steve had some vocals on the reel already. Teddy pulled a few of them up differently, but
wow.
They didn't have to sing it over, but he just used a few different lines.
Mike, so back then he was just that 88, 89. I mean, I can imagine why it would have been hard for Guy, because he was just busy everywhere and can't.
In the studio every day. Gene had him in the studio every day. And the only time he wasn't in the studio when Guy was on tour. And then when they come back off tour, Teddy probably get a day rest. If he came back home on a Friday, he'd probably get Saturday, Sunday off, and he'd be back in the studio.
Wow. Did he enjoy it, do you think? Being in the studio, just working?
Oh yeah, he enjoyed it. Yeah, he enjoyed it.
Talk about Babyface just being in the studio all the time compared to LA, who liked the business side.
So Babyface is one of my idols. I had a chance to meet him, but he was accepting an award, and I didn't say nothing to him. I was a Babyface fan before I was a Teddy fan, because I loved the deal, and like all his work he did on his first album. He had Deborah Hurt on there, which was in the group Damien Dame. You remember that group?
Yes, yeah, Damien Dame, yeah.
Babyface worked with her back in the early 80s, and he had a duet with her. That's one of my favorite songs by Babyface. So I would listen to Babyface like early 80s. Then Guy came on the scene, so I back and forth between the deal and Guy. So yeah, but Babyface was my first idol for as a producer.
Yeah, my only problem with LA and Babyface is that songs were very similar, so you could always. He had a way of playing his keyboards that you could always. So if you think of Tony Braxton or The Waiting to Exhale, or Red Light Special, all of his tracks sound very similar, so you can always tell it's him.
Yeah.
Unlike Jim and Terry, you could barely tell because they mix it up so many times, from
Yeah.
Sound of Blackness to Alexander O'Neill to Janet Jackson to SOS Band, Mint Condition.
Yeah.
You
I,
wouldn't.
I yeah, I think a lot of Babyface vocals, you knew it was a Babyface production and his sounds.
Yeah, it sound.
But he had a lot of creativity though. So he Babyface one of the few producers that probably use the same chord structure and make you think. To me, he'll make you think it's a different song.
Okay.
But he did have that familiar. I know what you're saying about that. You knew it was a Babyface song when you heard it, and I think Teddy had that too. But
I think with Teddy, when he was, so I didn't like the JT sort of track he did, or I didn't like the, because there are times when he just got, I wouldn't say lazy, but the James Ingram, I'm Real, didn't fit James Ingram or JT Taylor's 8 Day a Week.
yeah, that's because everybody was coming to Gene like, yo, I need that remix from your producer. Everybody was coming at him, so they weren't turning down no money now. Even when the gospel group, when the Winans came at him.
No, but that's different.
But Gene wasn't turning down no money. He didn't care who came at him. James Ingram, it was whoever wanted to remix, Gene was gonna get that money.
Yeah, but see the Winans, the 3 tracks they did with the Winans, especially It's Time, that was a big hit. It was a big hit, and took probably their biggest track, and then Don't Leave Me and stuff. But so that's very different, because a very different type. He rapped on it very different. It was a big track, and it worked for the gospel. He did it well for them. I don't think he did 8 Days a Week good for JT. JT's a ballad singer. And New Jack didn't fit him. Neither did New Jack fit James Ingram. He could have slowed it down and did a ballad for James Ingram, and not to try to do.
But that ain't what JT wanted. JT wanted that up tempo. JT wanted he wanted to put out a dance track. But that wasn't Teddy and Gene idea. That was the label idea, that they want to put JT on an up tempo.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
So, but whatever the label wanted, that's what Gene and Teddy gave him.
Yeah, and the problem is that if you put too many songs that don't do well, it then has it's like a lawyer taking out a case and losing, and then it just, even though you get paid, the more you lose, the more it comes onto you as an ex. And I think if he stayed with the people who, and I think later on he might have become picky, but early on, if you just take in work and it doesn't work, then you become not as trustworthy. It's not just him. I mean, which of the tracks did you prefer? The I'm So Into You or the Right Here, Human Nature?
It was kind of hard at the time. That I'm So Into You had that Humpty Hump in it. So
yeah,
the one we did. So I was kind of feeling more of the dance vibe at the time. I actually didn't know the Human Nature vibe was going to take off.
Oh.
So I was feeling the I'm So Into You joint more than I did the Human Nature vibe. Especially once he took Pharrell rap off. Now, if he would have left Pharrell rap on there, then I would have probably leaned more toward the Human Nature vibe.
Okay, but then he took Pharrell's out, but he put our Kills in.
Not on Human Nature.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so the Pharrell's one was on Human Nature.
Yeah, our Kill is on I'm So Into
You.
Yeah.
But where's how is there a copy of the Pharrell's full rap?
I've been trying to find it for the longest. Whoever bought Teddy
studio
storage, bought his storage back in the day, has those masters.
Okay.
Maybe because I think Teddy didn't send that copy to the label, but they're actually on the reel. So whoever got those reels got the version with Pharrell on it.
Okay. And you said it was actually better having the rap in there.
Yeah, it was hot. The song was hot anyway, but it would have been hotter if he would have left Pharrell on.
I'm surprised he didn't send both of them and have 2 tracks.
Yeah, we were Teddy did some stuff we all didn't understand back in the day. But I mean, it just do the math, man. They, the song was done in Virginia Beach. Michael Jackson sample. Come on, All Star couldn't get that clear. You call Mike and tell him, All Star want to do your remix. You like who? Who's All Star?
Yeah.
I mean, he All Star created a little noise on the street level, but he didn't touch the pop chart like Teddy did. So Mike wasn't gonna clear that sample for All Star.
Yeah.
And they need to get him, man. They need to get Teddy his credit, man. He I don't know what they know. Teddy ain't gonna say nothing, but I will. But he did that mix. You can't take nothing from him. Yeah. And he had the right to say it on the versus battle. So yeah, I mean, it just think about it. Virginia Beach, Michael Jackson, Teddy Riley. It don't sound right. Virginia Beach, All Star, Michael Jackson. And why come to Virginia Beach to use Teddy's studio for you to do a remix? Just think about it. Yeah, and Kenny was there. They must got the remixes mixed up. All Star didn't touch the Human Nature remix. It was the I think that whichever one was it I'm So Into You with the check 1, check 2 he stole from Teddy's sampling machine.
Okay.
And then when we heard the All Star I'm So Into You remix, when it come on check 1, check 2, yeah, I'm So Into You. We was like he took the real, played your remix, took your voice off it and put it on his remix. And we was like, what? Teddy was like, wow. I'm like, yeah, you got to. So if anybody's stealing anything, it was All Star. So please, if you get a chance, pull up that remix where he got Teddy's voice on it and play it. Man, it's been almost 30 years, so maybe their memory is a little clouded. Maybe that'll jog their memory when you play that. And okay, yeah, All Star did this one, not the Human Nature remix.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.